Hey, what's up, everybody? This is KG from Jaw7. Welcome to today's episode. Today's episode, I'm going to go ahead and recap my tournament run at the 2026 Houston Regionals for Pokemon TCG that happened this past weekend. I am proud to say that I did get some points. I placed in the above 1,000, so I think it was 818. I'm not too sure. But with that being said, I did get 20 points, and because of that, I'm happy to say that I finally achieved Ace Trainer. I was showing Billy the other day that I was at 199, and that was kind of a bummer. But I think that's a cool accomplishment. I know a lot of people get it, but for me, since I'm doing the work thing and I judge and do all that stuff, I still find time to play and place well, decent, at least in the local scene. And so I was at 199 before the Houston Regionals, but I believe I got, above 1,000. And so, yeah, I'm just happy with that. And, hopefully I get my Ace Trainer card for the upcoming year. I know it took longer last time from what I heard, but I'm just happy that I was able to accomplish it. And so, yeah, and a word from our sponsors today. Today's sponsors is going to be from Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Okay. Get your cereal going, get your milk going, get that protein going. So that's for you, Ozzy. Get that protein going. So I'm just messing with you guys. There's no sponsorship. I'm just trolling. But people have been asking me like, oh, what have I done to lose all this weight? Blah, blah, blah. And it's quite simple. Just be disciplined, eat right, exercise, drink water, and, be consistent. That's all I can say. If only, you'll hear later on this podcast, if only my deck could be consistent. And I'm sure that's everyone's sob story, right? But wait till I got a story for you in the upcoming podcast. So, okay, so let's get to it. What did I play for the Houston Regionals? At first, I was liking Kanga Tank because I did win a cup with it in a small cup, 14 people in Brownsville. But at testing against Billy, I realized that it was not as good as I thought it was, especially against Dingo. Like, he just whooped me on that, and I had no answer, no matter what I did. He always consistently drew hot, getting those 8 to 9 energies. And after much consideration, I decided to pivot into Dingo, and I just ended up using Billy's list. And so it's not really there's some sauce in it, I guess, but maybe I'm wrong. But Billy gave me the list, and for those of you wondering, it really surprises me that a lot of people in the Valley are aware of Billy, but I'm just very shocked that why would you not ask, for his suggestions or to play test against him. He's very open to it. You just got to reach out, but this is a man that's gone to pretty much probably more regionals than anyone here in the Valley, at least this past year. He's gone to UIC. I think he's gone to Latin American, or he's planning to. But I mean, this is a man that has gone to a lot of regionals, and why is anyone not asking for info? Maybe you do, but through DMs. But why isn't more people testing with him is beyond me, because you can learn a thing or two from him. And chances are he probably knows your deck better than you. So I did ask Billy, and he suggested Dingo. I played Dingo before. I made Talk Up before in the local scene. So I decided to pivot to that. The list is not any, let's see, I have the deck. I'm not going to show you the deck because everyone kind of knows what it is at this point. But the only thing that's kind of just, a little different is maybe the Evo. If I go turn 2 to throw in the big KOers, like Zard and whatnot. So I did use it once. It did throw off a Terrazard player a while little, but I'll get into that when I go into talk about my bracket. But other than that, the ace spec was Secret Box, and everything else is pretty standard, just draw cards and get your outs and try to map up your prizes. That's pretty much how Dango works. Of course, Dango gets stopped a lot by Badu, Itchy Pollen, and or Guardy, of course, with the Frelish. But other than that, it's just a very consistent deck. You draw a lot of cards and you can map out your wins as long as you get the right cards. And boy, I got a story for you when I get to one of my rounds. So anyways, let me just show you the bracket. My bracket, I went Pi. I went 3-1-4. And there you go. So that's my bracket. You can tell a lot of ties, right? And I wish I can tell you that a lot of you, you know me, I'm not really known for ties. I either win or lose. And these ties just ended up because of just running out of time because of game one or game two just being grindy. So yeah, so played 8 rounds, went 3-1-4. And yeah, so let's just kind of recap it. So round one, I went against Matthew. Matthew, pretty chill guy. He's just one of those guys that barely went to Masters not too long ago, about a year ago. So he was a senior. And so I kind of kept to myself at first because he was just a chatterbox, just trying to get a feel for me as far as a player. And Matthew, very knowledgeable of the game, of course, was playing Kanga Tank with Absol. With 0-6 and Eerie, kind of a hybrid build that he kind of whipped up. And so game one, pretty much, he just took my resources out with the Eerie, very nasty Eerie play. Took out one Superior. I had prize one, and I used both of them, so I didn't really have enough resources to prize map, so I kind of scooped it up. Game two, it was more grindier, and pretty much I kind of did a greedy play. I ended up wasting all my resources to kill his only attacker, the Kanga in the back. So I boss KO'd it for the 9 energy. But with that being said, I knew I had enough energy to play the bunny, Megalopunny. And, I used that to kind of take my last 2 prizes. And so when that kind of happened, we got into game 3, time was called, and, he wanted gentlemen's, but it was like we started game 3 and then time was called, and then like there was just no way, to have a board state to do gentlemen's, either prizes or board state. There's no way. So Matthew just kind of scooped it up. As far as we both kind of just tied pretty much, not scooped it up, and then life goes on, right? So round 2 against Ewaldo, Terrazard. Game 1, pretty much, I go after Pidgeys, go after Ghosts, and pretty much I put him in a nasty pin at the end where he needed it with one owl. He needed like 2 candies and a Briar, and I just killed his Charizard. His other Zard was prize. So pretty much he was very limited on resources, and he needed a whole lot to rare candy Zard, rare candy Nor, Briar, and then Gust, pretty much, or something to that nature. But no Gust, but you get what I mean. And yeah, like he just needed all that. He needed a lot going for him, and he didn't have that without a Pidgeot. So we go to game 2. Game 2 is much grindier. I probably should have scooped up earlier, but it just pretty much in the end he set up a good board state where in the end when I did kind of scoop it up, it was like, okay, we had like 10 minutes left, so there was no way we were gonna get some sort of game unless I donked him, since Dango's fast. But he just put too many ghosts for me and Pidgeot, and he had enough Zards to like kind of just keep up with the price trade with me, and then of course like kind of checkmate with Briar, because as long as they keep up with you, what can you do? So and then I don't play any hand disruption, which some Dingo lists do play it, one Iono. But yeah, so same situation, just didn't have enough time to do game 3 and kind of moved on the tie. Joshua Lopez, local Houston, actually from California, pretty cool guy. So in 3rd round, I was kind of like, okay, I'm 0-2. I got to get a dub here. So with Joshua, game 1 gets me. Game 2 scoops it up. Game 1 he kind of just donks me pretty much. Just dead drew. Game 2, I pretty much take it. Game 3, he just bricks pretty much. Game 3, I pretty much needed Turo to secure the win because he was bad board state and he was sobbing like there was no tomorrow. And, and pretty much with my luck, did not draw Turo to save my life. I had like 2 Turos and I did not draw into it. Of course, time was called. Didn't get into it, and couldn't pretty much get out of the swab block. And yeah, so pretty much it is what it is. I mean, should have been a dub, but he played more defensive and he played for the tie, and I couldn't get out of it. So should have, would have. It happens. So now I'm at 0-3, and I'm just like, man, like Dango is like the fastest deck. Why am I tying? But it's just, that's how it be sometimes. So round 4, when you're at that point, you get to bottom tables pretty much, and so I go against can't pronounce his name, not even gonna try. Pretty chill guy, but plays Greninja, plays Greninja, and pretty much. I end up 2-0 him. He just gets pretty much dead drew game 1, dead drew game 2. He was kind of cheesing at the end. I did learn about the Acerola card that neglects any attack damage from EXs. That's a very scary card. I think that's going to be scary in the future, maybe. But yeah, just bad board state overall, and just picked off his Pidgey so that we didn't get to Pidgeot. And with Greninja, as long as I have the Dingos, he's not one-shotting anything. So yeah, and just took the dub 2-0 him, and we move on. So fifth round, I go against Logan. Logan's kind of new to the tournament scene. Game 1, I took game 1. And this is where it gets interesting. As you may know, sometimes I get very bad luck with the draw. So when I go against Logan game 1, I had 7 cards in my deck. I literally go through my whole deck, and I had 2 Dangos, both had air balloons. And I look, I do an Artisan price check, or not price check, but check my deck, and I realize, cool, I have 3 bosses. So, and I have 7 cards. This should be very easy. So shuffle my deck, blah blah blah. All right, Comboinus, draw 2, nothing. Comboinus, Turo, Super Rod, nothing. And I kind of laugh because the last 3 cards were my boss's orders, for the dub. And so, I obviously had traded, not traded, but I retreated into the other Dingo. And yeah, so like drew 4 cards with all 3 bosses with 3 cards left in the deck. And I was just, at this point, I was just laughing, like, sadly, of course. And so Logan was like, well, what's kind of funny is like, I'll tell you later, man. Like, this is ridiculous. Ralph can relate because Ralph has seen my draws when I played at the Stronghold Cup with the bosses. I'm just very good at putting bosses at the bottom of the deck. Even with like the fastest drawing deck, Dango, somehow I just get 3 bosses and whiff it. It is what it is. Luckily, I came out with game 1 because I prayed that he didn't have boss, and he didn't. He kind of misplayed though, because he just needed, like, he took a prize, right? And all he needed was 1 more prize, actually. So like, he could have taken like the last prize if he had just used the let's say one of his smaller attackers, the one that needs the stadium. I can't think of it for the life of me, but Rotom. So he could have used Rotom. I had an Artisan, and he had the energy, but he was so like tunnel vision of, I got to tackle Raging Bolt, Crayon. But I ended up taking the dub there. And then game 2, just unfortunate that I was not winning the price race. So I scooped it up with like 15 minutes left. We couldn't finish the game, and he was kind of new. So me explaining gentlemen's, like, when people are new and they're kind of like iffy about it, they're just gonna like, nah, I'm good, because they'll take the tie. So with that being said, interesting story. Round 6. So Joshua is actually Logan's brother, as you can tell. Joshua Lamb, Logan Lamb. So Joshua shows up a little bit later and real casually asks me like, hey, how did Logan do? And I was like, oh, he did all right. Could play a little faster, but he did all right, and whatever, right? So round 6. I'm there waiting, and pretty much the tournament has been moving pretty fast. And for anyone that's never been to a regionals recently or has gone, I'm sure you noticed that once you get your table number, you better find pretty quick, because they don't give you a whole lot of time to set up. Rightfully so, because they're trying to move the tournament fast. So I find my seat, and time is called. I raise, or time starts, game starts, and so I raise my hand. That way a judge can be like, let me know, tell me that, okay, because they have 5 minutes. So Joshua shows up late. And because he shows up late, because time already started, like, they pretty much gave him, I guess a penalty, but pretty much when you're late, and it's been at least a minute or 2, what happens is that you cannot tie. Like, if you tie, you lose. And they've been kind of enforcing that. So Joshua shows up late, and he remembers me. I guess, I don't know, maybe he was asking for, like, his brother for information on my deck, which is Dango. Like, come on, like, I don't know. But he shows up late, so... and that plays a big deal later on, because game 1, I take it. Game 2, he takes it, and then game 3, like, eventually, like, I'm playing the clock, and I'm trying to get a board state to get a tie, and he's very upset about that because he knows what I'm doing. But it's like, okay, like, I wasn't slow playing, I was just being more defensive. And pretty much we got to board state that we end up drawing. But because he showed up late, I confirmed with the judges in front of him, like I ended up getting a dub. So he wasn't too happy about that. But hey, man, like it is what it is. Like show up to your matches on time. That's all I can tell you. I just, that's just how it is sometimes. And hey, so I ended up taking game 6 or round 6. And yeah, he just was not a happy camper, so, and it was interesting because when I talked to him with his brother, all was well. And then that's with everybody, everyone's friendly at first, but you'll really know who a really person is when like the chips are on the floor, or when the game gets real, it's like they stay quiet or they're like, oh man, like blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, so I'm feeling good about it. I know I can go 404 to make day 2. So I go against Jordan and is the Dinglemere. And unfortunately, as you can tell, that's my first L and knocks me out of day 2 contention because Jordan, honestly, Jordan was just a pretty chill guy. He was just there to play Pokemon, strictly business. But at least I could say that he just wasn't a crybaby, Jordan was there. We played the Dinglemere. He ran Legacy. I ran Secret Box. Legacy prevailed. He just really exploited that Legacy on me. And game 1, I couldn't keep up with the race. And he goes second. So he just, holds tempo. Game 2, I kind of returned the favor or played around the Legacy, but unfortunately I didn't get enough energy to knock out one of his Dingos. So he kind of took over and he kind of just 2-0'd me. So, it's unfortunate because you can see that he didn't make day 2. I kind of told Jordan, hey man, get in, and maybe that gave him the bad luck. I don't know. But Jordan was a pretty good guy overall. Unfortunately he didn't make day 2 in his last round, but he did 2-0 me and it is what it is, Dinglemeres be like that. Surprisingly, I didn't really I used Secret Box, but by the time I got Secret Box, it was already too late, as far as holding tempo or keeping up tempo. So, at one point he did put me on Iono because, he was very afraid of taking a KO knowing that he was going to be with 2 cards left and he had all his superiors. But he played it correctly. And it's just unfortunate that I could not get the energy boss to take out the Dingo because even though Dingo is a 2-prizer, it still needs, you still need 6 energy cards to do 300 damage. So it is what it is. So at that point, it was like second to the last round. I realized, well, I still want to get points. So I played my last round. James was just a pretty cool, chill guy. I know I've been saying that a lot. He was just a nice guy. And, pretty much a kind of heavy metal dude, the whole rings, a black shirt, just long hair, just kind of a rock star kind of vibe. Playing Zoro. And unfortunately, the matchup that I was telling Mark, the matchup that I kind of practice, I guess against Juan, but not really heavily practice against. I 2-0'd James, but James Zoro be like that. Zoro just draws a lot, but sometimes if you don't get the pieces, especially the pieces to do more damage, Karate Belt, all that, Mochi, you're just drawing cards, so both games, he was just trying to survive. And game 2 is a little bit closer, but he was riding on that itchy pollen and just eventually it ran out because I knocked it out. And we had some sort of a game, but I was so far ahead that, boss superior, call it a day. So as you can tell, I pretty much go 3-1-4. And overall my tournament experience, I'm happy with it. Like Joel says, just for me, it's not can we call it a skill issue? A little bit, but sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, man. And some people are born with it, some are not. Trust me, I definitely would want those ties back. That way they can be with Joshua. Should have been a dub, but just didn't draw into the Turo. Logan, just switching for the donk. And probably the only one that I legitly earned the tie was Matthew, because Matthew definitely knew what he was doing. You can tell he was a seasonal player as a junior or senior. And Ewaldil, same thing. Ewaldil, I took game 1 and couldn't just hold on to game 2. But yeah, so that's my overall tournament experience. And take it for what it's worth. But later on in the later during the week, I am setting up some interviews with Peter, Billy, Dylan, and Adrian. So if you know those cats, I want to congratulate those 4, and then shout out to Jose Flores and Uriel for being our representatives for South Texas judging. It's pretty cool. And then one last announcement: if you're looking to still get some Cup local action, there is some Cups in Brownsville at HTS and at Cosmic Clash. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. But there is a Cup this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday. If you're still looking to get your points or trying to get Ace Trainer, show up this weekend. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I might want to judge it, but I might want to play it. But I don't know. Like, I already got Ace Trainer, so I'm just kind of chilling. I'll let you all decide. You tell me, like, hey, you know what, Kevin? Go ahead and judge HTS. Be a backup judge, or I know Jose Flores will probably run Cosmic Clash, but you tell me. I'll let you all decide. You want me to play? You want me to judge? You tell me. But I'm doing something this weekend. All right. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And I'll try to pump out more content just for our RGV viewers. It's been a while, but definitely miss it. Shout out to everyone again for being at the tournament this past weekend, and seemed like everyone got back safely. So shout out to the Mission crew. Shout out to the Brownsville crew. Shout out to the McAllen crew. Shout out to the Harlingen crew. Shout out to all the shops. I missed some shops out there last time. Forgot to say Moonblast. I think I said Pocket. Shout out to Taqueria Sabiria. Shout out to Carlos. I know he wasn't there. He was in Japan, having a good time. But yeah, shout out to all those cats out there. Shout out to everybody out there. So anyways, this is KG from Jaw 7 signing off. Hope you enjoyed this tournament report. Have a good night. Peace.